Okay, who here hasn't been to space? Why? You better not throw up on my ship.
Approaching jump in 3, 2, 1.
But we're going to jump into this tier list really quick here. We're going to jump into the tier list. We're just going to do Phase 4. We're not going to do all the others here. We're just going to do the Phase 4 stuff. We're just ranking Phase 4. We would love for you guys to engage with us in the comments while we're doing this. Let us know what you guys think. What's some of the top stuff or some of the stuff you hated the most from Phase 4? What'd you think about Phase 4?
Don't rank these like overall. This is just what would be an A or an S in Phase 4 as what's the worst in Phase 4. This isn't just overall Marvel. We're just going to focus on
just Phase 4.
Phase 4 today, so we can try and pick out some good of it, because there has been some good in Phase 4. As much as people don't want to admit it.
There has been some good in Phase 4. So let's see here. We'll start with WandaVision because it was the first thing for Phase 4 here. Now, for me personally, WandaVision is S, bruh. Wanda, for me personally, actually, I would say A or S for me, honestly, because
I'm fine with either.
It's one for me where I will go back and I will rewatch WandaVision. I have gone back and I have rewatched WandaVision.
If you go back and rewatch it, it only makes more sense.
Yeah.
Too. Like going back, I haven't rewatched it probably as much as you, because I think I've only rewatched it maybe 3 or 4 times. But it's like every time I go back and rewatch it, you notice something to pick up on that you probably didn't notice the first or second time. So it's like, and it's actually enjoyable too. Once I actually enjoy the first 2 episodes now that they're gray and everything, and I know where it progresses to. So I wouldn't put it in S just because it wasn't my favorite, but I put it in A.
Yeah, WandaVision for me, I absolutely adored. I adored the Scarlet Witch. I think that Elizabeth Olsen does an amazing job, and I thought that show was great, and I love the Young Avengers. So getting to see Billy and Tommy actually fucking using their power, seeing Billy, fucking Wiccan Billy is tough, bruh. So getting to see him do some of the things that he was doing, like his mom, I'm like, man, we're getting toward the Young Avengers. We're seeing some of them. That's really cool. Seeing Wanda. And I love witchcraft and magic and stuff like that. Like, my favorite season of American Horror Story was the Coven season. Like, I love fucking witchcraft and shit like that. So seeing Agatha and seeing all that, I thought that shit was dope. Dope. So for me, I guess we'll put it in the A. Put it in the A category.
But for Phase 4, it probably has been S, because it's top 3
yeah, that
Phase
is true.
4.
That is true.
It's
that
top
is
3
true.
Phase 4. So
that is,
we can go
that's
ahead
right.
and put it up there.
Let's see here. So let's go with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Jesus Christ. For me, Falcon and Winter Soldier was it. I adored the Dora Milaje scenes, especially when they, the scene when they showed up and, she said the Dora Milaje go wherever the Dora Milaje find themselves to be, or the Dora Milaje have jurisdiction wherever the Dora Milaje find themselves to be. I thought that was dope. I thought all the stuff with getting to see Patriot again, the Young Avenger stuff, getting to see who's going to be Patriot moving forward, or seeing Elijah and seeing our grandfather's name, Isaiah, seeing Elijah and Isaiah. I thought that was it was dope. It was dope seeing. I like that stuff. The stuff I didn't like with Falcon and Winter Soldier was everything else. I thought that everything else with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I know that was due to COVID. COVID shit on Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they had to rewrite all this stuff and all that and all this. Man, then push it back.
Yeah.
Push it back. And try something, because you rushed it, and that's kind of what David Zaslav was saying. Again, Marvel's in a position to where they can do that and get away with it, but that's why David Zaslav was saying, we're not going to rush project, we're not going to put something out before it's done, we're not going to put something out that's not high quality. And to me, Falcon and Winter Soldier was Marvel saying quantity over quality.
Yeah. For me, I don't know, I liked it more so because as I always say, I'm kind of more the emotional viewer, so every time there's some emotion on screen, it kind of pulls me in more. And so seeing how Sam has to deal with being cast into this role that he doesn't really want to accept or anything, but he knows it's probably for the best because he's seeing what someone else is doing with it and everything. And then we just get to see him go back and have that relationship with the first black whatever it's called and everything. So it's like seeing all that, and then seeing how like you said, the Dora Milaje scene was really tough for me, but seeing how Zemo kind of went around and operated everything too, I just think it's not rememberable. Like, it's not memorable in any way. Memorable. But if I go and put an episode on, like, I don't mind watching it. If I'm being so honest,
the only episode I will go back and rewatch is the episode that the Dora show up.
That's the thing. I don't go back and rewatch it. If I were to do it, it's like I don't mind watching it. Like, it's not bad. It's just not good enough to go rewatch, or it's not memorable to where you can pick and pull these special scenes from it and everything. So I'd put in D, maybe even E. Get rid of the E. Just put D and F. We won't even reuse that. I'll put it in D.
Yeah, I'd say D too. It wasn't for me. Like I said, I know COVID and everything.
Comments said it was rushed, but at least it didn't get canceled. But they could have pushed it back too, because they did. COVID. That was one of the shows that COVID fucked up hard.
No, COVID did.
I think it was maybe that and Loki, but they came out with Loki fine. Probably, I don't know if that was writers or something, but
yeah. Well, that was Michael Waldron doing the writing for Loki, who's he did the writing for, I believe, WandaVision and Doctor Strange.
Stam MC. Falcon and the Winter Soldier I enjoyed in real time, but I've never gone back to it. The Door were amazing. Flag Smashers were ultimately pointless. Isaiah Bradley was the MVP. The power broker reveal was booty, G.
Yep, that's the same shit. As far as some of my favorite things, Isaiah Bradley. Yeah, bro, Isaiah was the MVP of the show. That's why. Yeah, that was the best part for me. Also, the doors. Everything else, I don't care. Like he said, the Flag Smashers, that shit was pointless. Yeah, and again, they changed a lot.
That's why it's the main villain of that show was just so pointless and everything. But hopefully, that's why. The one thing I do go back to that show is I personally do still think that Sharon's gonna end up being a Skrull or something.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing too. Another scene that I really, really, really like in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I actually go back. Like, when I go back and watch something from Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's never going back to watch an episode. Like, I'll look up on YouTube the Dora scene, or I'll look up on YouTube this scene. Yeah. Like, this scene that I really love is the scene where Sam just learns about Isaiah, and they're coming out of Isaiah's house, and Bucky's behind him and trying to talk to him, but they're having a heated conversation, and the police pull up and think that they're just two regular dudes on the street having an argument, but they go to ask Bucky, the white guy, is he bothering you? Da 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 da. And then Bucky says, do you not know who this is? And he's like, oh, the Falcon, I'm so sorry. Like, I love that because during that time, we were also in the movement of Black Lives Matter, and there were a lot of people on Twitter and other spaces that weren't understanding what they were trying. Again, COVID fucked it up, but what the point that they were trying to get across with Falcon and Winter Soldier, it was deeper than just seeing Bucky and Sam muddle through their differences in therapy or whatever, and him taking on the shield. It was a black man taking on the shield. It was, and that was why Isaiah was there, and why that was important. That's why Isaiah said they will never let a black man be Captain America or wear this or carry that shield or whatever he said. And it's just seeing. I love that. Again, that's why I like that scene so much, because it was showing the audience during that time. This is what black viewers, black people go through daily, and it took them having to say that's Falcon for the police to say, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And again, I really like that. I thought those were tones they wanted to carry out throughout the whole season, but again, COVID just fucked up a lot of the shit. So
D is good for that. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was meant to come out first, you'll recall. WandaVision actually came out first because they worked mostly in studio lots, whereas Falcon and the Winter Soldier did more location work that the Penny messed with. Raymond 2000. Maybe that's why some people of a particular ethnic group don't like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The social cues. I mean, the writing.
That's true. Maybe that's why. Because again, I got into an argument with someone on my personal Twitter on during that time because he didn't understand the scene. He was like, well, Falcon or Captain America's not black. Bro, that's not the point that's being made here. You're missing the point that's being made. The point that's being made is, he can carry the shield. Like, there were, like you said, it was the writing. That's why different ethnic groups didn't vibe with it. The same reason different ethnic groups didn't vibe with Miss Marvel.
Yep. Stamina MC, that specific cross section of the fandom got so revulsed by that Bucky and Sam scene. Oh my god, that was so forced. Politics, yada yada.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, bruh. But it was one of my.
Every time.
Yeah.
It's like that's what they like to make the norm. So.
Yeah. So moving on from there, Loki again for me, I would put Loki in A. I would put Loki in A. I think that's just where it just
Cannot
goes.
Wait for season 2.
I thought Loki was great. I really did. There were maybe that one episode of them on the train and Loki being drunk and him singing the song and them getting kicked out and lost on that whatever planet or wherever they got lost and kicked out at. That was probably the slowest episode.
Yeah.
But after that, nothing else was really slow. I thought the episodes were really good. I thought Loki was really well done. I thought that Tom Hiddleston, again, he is Loki.
Fans love him.
Yes,
and there's
I
a
love
reason
Tom
why.
Hiddleston
There's
as
a reason
Loki.
why we do, just because he's everything. It's just like I don't know. It's like that's Loki.
He is Loki.
I was about to say
Sophia DiMartinez.
I love Sylvie.
She is Sylvie.
I love even the little shit down to the missed minutes like that. But I think the coolest shit in that was seeing all the Loki variants. In my opinion, seeing all the possibilities. Another Young Avengers with the kid Loki and everything.
Yeah.
It's fun seeing like what Loki was like in all these universes, worlds, and everything, like past time, future time. So it's
and I loved classic Loki. Loki because it was so dope when he said, us Lokis, we don't know our true potential. You don't know what you're really capable of. You don't know what you can really do. And I thought that was great. Again, for me, I loved the whole mystery during the season around the timekeepers. Are these the timekeepers? Are these androids? And as we got closer, finding out that they were androids and that behind this whole thing, Kang's manipulating all of this. It was beautiful, and I love. I will go back and watch this on YouTube quite often, because I'm a villain person. I love the villains. Villains for me make shit. So it's like when Loki got pushed back into wherever the fuck he is, because that's obviously not the time stream he was in or the timeline he was on. When he's like, he's coming and he's panicking and he knows everything, he's terrifying, he's the one behind, and then they're like, what are you talking about? Who are you? Like, what are you, an analyst? What's your department? And then Loki turns around and sees Kang. Bro, that was one of the best endings to a show.
That's what I was just about to say. Loki probably has my favorite cliffhanger.
It was so good
in a while.
It was so good, especially for those of us that know Kang, that know this motherfucker is gonna fuck them up, man. I cannot wait to see Kang on screen. Like, again, to add to that, hearing and seeing the leak thing from Quantumania when Ant-Man says, hey buddy, you don't want to fight me, I'm an Avenger, and he goes, have I killed you before? Which one have I? That's
which one are you?
Yeah, bro. That's I love that. So I thought Loki was great.
No, I love Loki, and I think that was just a time where Loki came and hit, and we got to see like all the. I don't think any fans were expecting. Not really like us on the channel necessarily, but like just normal MCU fans or anything were expecting to get Majors as Kang or anything, just because I think they're just waiting to see who the big bad. I don't think they're expecting the big bad to be introduced so early or anything. Right.
Because I kept saying, no, Kang's not showing up. Kang's not showing up. Yep. I mean, now, granted, it wasn't Kang himself, but when he gave them that whole spill in the office,
his dialogue was
my
Kang
gosh,
running down.
It was so good.
It's like, you think I'm evil?
Yeah, he's like, wait till you meet one of my variants.
Chuckling a little bit and shit. It's
man.
Major's gonna play him so well.
So good. I can't wait for that one. So, what are some of the comments there before we move?
Stamina MC said Loki was dope. Episode 3 was slow, but I give it bonus points for not ending with a massive CGI light fest.
I think episode 3 was the one I was talking about. Yeah, that one was the slow one.
Johnny Washington, Loki by far my favorite material of all of Phase 4. Give me a Loki movie fighting Kang through time. That would be cool, just to see him fighting more variants through time and everything.
That would be dope.
Stamina MC
Raymond
said the rest of shows except Miss Marvel are mid, a waste of my time and attention.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way about season 4.
I can respect that opinion, because that's not, you share that with multiple people.
Yeah.
Mano said, "Is it just me or Marvel was forcing female characters more harder in this Phase 4?" I never really look into that shit. Just because in the comics there's female there's woman characters, there's man characters, and in honestly, what we've gotten throughout history has been man dominated. So I'm not one of those men who look at a movie and I'm hurt because a woman is stronger than a man or something. So I mean, to answer your question, maybe yes, they have added more women to the roster and everything.
I was going to say yes.
They definitely have.
Yes, they have. They have been.
I'm not looking at it as like the misogyny type.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking at it in the misogyny
I'm not
type
opposed to it.
And I'm definitely not opposed to it either. I think, but they have been taking male representation off of the screen.
That would be the one issue.
Somebody even pointed out Wakanda Forever. That's a female trailer.
I was gonna say,
besides
that movie's gonna
second
be
of M'Baku,
that movie's gonna be woman dominated,
right?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, and and that's not sitting here saying, "Oh my gosh, this conversation is now deep rooted in misogyny." No, fuck off.
Yeah, no,
that's not what it is. I love Carol Danvers. I love Monica Rambeau. I love. There's so many other female superheroes like Jane, comic Jane.
Bro, I'm about to love She-Hulk. I'm already knowing. Like,
man,
I'm about
there's
to
so
love
many
She-Hulk.
female superheroes that
I'm gonna
are
love
dope.
Cleo whenever we get Cleo with Doctor Strange and everything. There's so much shit that I love and everything. So,
yeah.
I mean,
so stop the shit with it being deep rooted in misogyny. Ain't got shit to do with that bullshit.
Stamina said, "Unfortunately, it's not just you. Forcing is a bit much, in my opinion." Yeah, see, there are more women in there should be. It won't always be like this, so I don't mind what they're doing currently. Exactly.
And see that's a good way to put it too. I would say that too. I wouldn't necessarily use the word forcing. I would more so use the word as these are characters that they need to be using. These are characters a part of their IP. That would be that'd be like us. That's like on the other side of the conversation. How we're screaming recast T'Challa because we want to see T'Challa on screen. There are people that want to see Carol. There are people that want to see Ms. Marvel. There are people that want to see these other female heroes. And when you take that off the screen, you're not doing your IP justice. So no, I wouldn't say about forcing, but definitely for sure.
I won't be surprised. Or Johnny Washington said, "I won't be surprised if Loki shows up in Ant-Man 3. It would actually make sense." It would and it wouldn't, just because Ant-Man already has so much shit they got to get to with his daughter, with Cassie, with his wife and everything. So I think a cameo. Yes, I do see what you're saying.
Yeah, as a cameo, I was gonna say I see what he's saying there as a cameo because I feel like Loki's gonna be that one now because Loki's at this point, besides possibly Janet Van Dyne,
he's the only one
from the plot
knows.
leak. Knowing that she met Kang in the quantum realm, he's the only one outside of the quantum realm and besides Sylvie that knows who Kang is. So
you think he's gonna be the one that
he could be the one that's going around telling people like, listen, bruh, we got to
now, but there's
gonna be
there's this bad motherfucker coming.
He's gonna be like how Hulk showed up in the beginning of Infinity War. Like, he's coming, and they're like, who? Thanos, you know. Yeah, I think Loki's going to be that one that's like, bro, he's coming, he's dangerous, he's scary, he's fought all of you somewhere else, so he knows you. Right now. Yeah, so.
If you see that.
Is it? It's moving on mine.
Oh, no, it is on my laptop. Yeah, we're good.
So
Cornelius dropped the 100. It's nice to see you, Cornelius. Appreciate the appearance. I know you're here every Sunday. Glad to see you checking in.
As far as this shit, I'm
at the bottom.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not even what is question mark? Is that bad?
Yeah.
No, I'm putting it. I don't because I don't.
That shit in question mark for what the fuck? Why the fuck did y'all put this out?
This man, Black Widow would have probably been the reason Black Widow wasn't good to me is the same reason Obi-Wan wasn't good to me. I know what the fuck happens.
Yep.
There's no stakes in this movie for me. What are the consequences of this movie? I know she dies.
They should have just, if anything, made it a series and focused on progressing Yelena as the next Black Widow or some shit. Man, that's ultimately what they wanted to do. They didn't do Taskmaster right. They fucked that.
Oh,
that
man.
is the worst MCU villain.
Don't even get me started on what they did to Taskmaster. That's why. Now, that's where what's his Mano 215. That's where I will say. You forced something there. That one didn't need to be forced. That didn't need to. That change was so fucking unnecessary, and it was a change for the worse. You downgraded Taskmaster. Like you took arguably Widow's best villain.
No, not arguably.
And made it like, bruh, nah. I wasn't feeling Taskmaster at all.
I didn't really like that movie at all. Like, I personally like Yelena more in Black Widow than I did. I mean, not in Hawkeye than I did when she was in Black Widow and everything. I just didn't really like the writing.
There were parts of Black Widow that I did like. Like, I love David Harbour.
I like the family scenes.
Yeah, Red Guardian and everything. Red Guardian, David Harbour. I thought David Harbour was great as Red Guardian.
With each other.
Yeah,
those are the scenes I liked, like the family scenes and everything. But as to like the plot and the storyline of like her action and like what her story is in the MCU, like you said, we already knew it. And then I'm reading one of the comments that said it should have came out in Phase 2.
Yep.
And that's like, it just didn't need it in Phase. We didn't need it after she already died. I mean, I get to honor Scarlett Johansson and everything, and she deserved it. But like we talked about earlier, Mark Ruffalo deserved it, and he ain't got shit yet. And his character is alive and well. So it's just... Yep. Maybe we can go back to Mano on that one where he's like forcing the females on.
Well, that's what. Yeah, he said that's what he
meant.
Yeah, he said that's what he meant. Yeah, so that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. What's that one from Raymond? Avengers.
Black Widow. Avengers Kang Dynasty might be Infinity War, but with Kang and the Guardians of the Multiverse. But I don't want the Guardians of the Multiverse without a T'Challa.
You know, I struggle so much. I here lately I've been, I guess, more easy on the whole multiversal T'Challa. I just struggle with that, man. I struggle with it just because I just don't see why we have to have a multiversal T'Challa. Like,
yeah.
Why can't he just be from 616? Because to me, now you have to have Wakanda accept this multiversal T'Challa. We don't know if he thinks the same way as our T'Challa. We don't know if he is this, because as we've seen throughout the multiverse in Doctor Strange, if you read the comics, not just that, but in Loki, not every variant is the same. And I've said this before, I'm going to continue to say it. Earth 616 heroes are supposed to be the best of the best of them.
There's examples like we got 5 Stranges, and then like we just talked about Loki. We saw how many variants were in that, and obviously
Sylvie's different. They're the same, but they're different. I was gonna say
they're trying to teach this Loki how to be the best version of all of them. Mm-hmm. That's it. When we watch Doctor Strange and we see him going back talking to all the Stranges, they're trying to make him be like the best version of all of them, the shit that they weren't.
Right. See, that's why in Multiverse of Madness, that's why Strange, even when Wong said you have to take her power, Strange found another way because he's supposed to be the best of them. Even with who was it?
It kind of was Spider-Man.
With Loki.
Tom Holland said he's not sending. The Tom Holland Spider-Man said he's not going to send all the villains back. He's going to find a cure for all of them.
And with Loki. And with Loki. And the one with Loki is when Sylvie couldn't take down Alioth by herself. Loki came in there, tapped into, because why? It takes that 616 hero. That's why our universe is the main universe. That's why it's the universe that sustains. Our heroes are just the best of them. But he did, just to go down to what he said there, I don't want a multiversal T'Challa either. I want Marvel to recast the one. Yeah, and I agree.
Yep. Mano said that's what I meant. Yeah, we touched on. Raymond 2000 said Black Widow is Marvel's Wonder Woman 84. Trash. and then someone went on to it. Where did he say? I'll find it in a minute. I'll just go down the list. And they said, I'm sorry, but they pandering Taskmaster. That's a fact. That's what he said. Johnny Washington said Black Widow is that. My fault. Mano 15, again, not coming off as a sexist. No, we're definitely, don't ever think we're saying that or anything. We got our opinions. Your opinion. That don't
Wait,
mean
where are you at? Oh, I see.
I see. He said, again, not coming off as a sexist. I just felt like a lot of characters was forced. No, because
I agree.
You're right. Like like I said, to answer your question, they are forcing.
And see, that's the thing, though, bro. Really, even when in these spaces, in these conversations, like, this is the space to have that type of comment and that type of conversation, because people out there will take the comments you had and take it like, oh, well, you don't want a female. You're just you're like, it's not, bro. That's not it. That's like, as a fan, I can't have an opinion. Like, that's not it. So I know what you're saying, bro. It's not even that. So.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing every day, especially with the multiverse around. And then that's what they're talking about with the multiverse. Oh, it's T'Challa. Taskmaster sucked because Taskmaster sucked, not because they depicted as female. It just bore little relation to the character in the book. Give it another name / look and have at it.
Yeah, that's what I mean when I say the changes made to Taskmaster were unnecessary.
Irrelevant.
You had a perfect villain that you ruined. There was no reason to make the changes that you made.
Raymond 2000 said, Avengers Kang Dynasty could pull some elements from the animated series Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That animated series is good.
It is good. That one is good. It is good.
Bit of it,
it's the only
a couple days ago
newer Marvel animated thing that's really
that's
somewhat decent.
Not relevant, but that's good. Mano said Raymond 2000, but that's the only way it would make sense for the recast. Unfortunately, now it is. I mean, we don't know for sure. We've only seen plot leaks of Wakanda Forever, but unfortunately now the only way we're getting T'Challa.
Yeah, don't get me started. I'm not gonna get started on that. So, because I and not saying like to not coming at you. I'm just saying I can go on the recast.
Get this thing started.
Yeah, I can get started. So.
Cornelius said the optimistic outlook on a variant T'Challa is yeah. We gonna move on to the next ranking in this because we're not gonna talk about T'Challa. We could go on. We'd be on here for another 3 hours. Stamina said +1 on not wanting a variant T'Challa. Needless storyline gymnastics to have them leave their universe, connect with the existing characters. Easy to see. It slow everything down because they shouldn't.
I'm saying, man.
Respect. Stamina MC said agree. Raymond EMH was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about the characters, especially from those seasons.
Yeah. I'm saying,
I
man,
agree.
it's unnecessarily fucking mental gymnastics you have to do with T'Challa. Like, it doesn't make sense. Shang-Chi, for me, I will put Shang-Chi at a B. This is just for Phase 4, right? So I'm going to put it at A.
I was going to say, I want to put it in the A.
Yeah, for Phase 4.
One of the best movies to come out.
For sure.
Right?
This is not
probably
overall.
the second best behind, and I mean, I'll get to it later, but yeah. No, Shang, it was well written. We got to see, like we talked about, Trey brings up all the time, we get to see just the Marvel Universe in the background of the main story and everything, where we have these extra little Wong and Abomination cameos and everything.
Yeah.
And then at the end, having...
It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was a great movie. The
action was good.
That fight scenes looked
Yeah,
real.
that bus scene, man, that bus scene still holds. Like
I was gonna say that bus, the scene of his mom and dad where they met each other.
Oh my god, doing the fucking airbending and shit.
Beautiful.
That shit was so cool.
That shit is beautiful.
Not just that, even the first
it's
opening.
Like a story behind the
yeah. The opening of the Mandarin coming on the horse. Against one, like it was just him against that whole. That was dope. Like when he jumped off the horse and did that, bruh. That shit was so cool. That shit was cool. It was cool. Again,
even the
Marvel
fight scene
always
with him and his sister. Whenever he gets there, he's like, they're preparing him for battle and everything. He finds out he has to fight his sister and everything, and she's actually trying to kick his ass.
Yeah, like I said, Marvel always typically loses me on their third acts. The third act was a little. And the reason I say,
I just want to go back to Mano a little bit on forcing the women. There's no way his best friend Kate should have shot that arrow.
I was gonna say that too. That's the part for me. It was the part when an unexperienced how do you say archer shoots the demon dragon thing.
The main
I was just like that. So that's what I mean when I say Marvel's third acts. Like they always kind of fall for me. I feel like they get to the third act. It's kind of like the Russo brothers. Like when they said, "Well, we just didn't know what to do with Hulk, so we made him Professor Hulk." They just don't know what to do with their third act. It's like but it was good. It was definitely top tier Phase 4 for sure.
It was
for sure.
Says Shang-Chi was a A+. And then Mano said, definitely looking forward to seeing more of this character. No, I can't wait to see what Simu does with Shang-Chi and everything.
Bruh, his role in Kang Dynasty is going to be so big now. It's going to be so big now.
That he has his director and everything, boy.
Yep, it's going to be so big.
It might even get promoted in Secret Wars. He probably will have a bigger role in Secret Wars than he does in the comics and everything.
Yeah, no, Shang-Chi, I think we've got a long time with Simu Lee. I thought Simu Lee did an amazing job of portraying Shang-Chi. It was a good movie. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I've seen it several times. I think I saw it in theaters like 3 times. I've seen it at home several times. It was a good movie. So
Stamina said he agrees on Act 3. Katie's hero moment plus Dweller in Darkness CGI overload did need to be there. Solid otherwise. Yeah.
That's solid otherwise.
Only bad.
It's just the third act. Really. It's the third act where I was like, damn. Raymond said Shang-Chi was cute. I think the rings are connected to Kang in some way. Possibly so. I know a lot of people were saying too that they might be thinking it's connected to Galactus or something out there in the cosmos. Don't know what that's speaking to, but maybe even Kang.
So yeah, Cornelius said the 10 rings were probably Kangs.
Yeah, everybody's saying that 10 rings are probably Kangs. Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah,
but we also saw the 10 Rings logo in Miss Marvel.
We did see
well.
the 10
It was
Rings
on the
logo
floor or
in Miss
whatever.
Marvel.
So
there's a lot going on there with the 10 Rings. You know, I don't.
I couldn't tell you what.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing exactly, but they got a lot going on. Next is What If. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched the Doctor Strange episode because I thought it was gonna be essential to Multiverse of Madness. I watched the Star-Lord T'Challa episode. I watched the zombie episode. And I watched the last little finale with the Watcher and everything. Other than that, I didn't watch it. I was not feeling What If. I didn't like the animation.
I've seen the leaked trailer for season 2 though.
I have not seen the leaked trailer for season 2.
It looks like it's gonna have like an actual plot within it. It looks. I can send it to you whenever we. It looks.
Well, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that there's not a plan here. Like even
that's what
this
I was
whole
say.
Like Marvel Zombies, like having the Marvel Zombies have its own show
but
and having.
It didn't feel like it had a plan. Season 1 at least. That's right. Like every episode was just kind of a different little story, and then maybe towards the end, whenever we got the Strange Supreme with the Watcher and everything, that's maybe whenever we got into a little bit of plot. But the best moment from that was the Ultron shit. Seeing Ultron get all the
from that.
That was personally what I like seeing. If I had to rank it, I'd put it in the F.
Well, you know, my attitude for What If has always been, what if we didn't do this? What if we put our energy and time and money and VF effects and all that type of shit or whatever, animation into something else? Why the fuck are we doing What If? Why are we taking a comic storyline that is literally not important to the chronological stories in Marvel?
Try to establish another universe?
Yeah, like, so, you know, it just, for me, I was like, okay, what if,
you put it down there, Black Widow, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, What If for me, it was just, we'll do F.
I was gonna say, it just had those couple episodes that I did enjoy watching. I was just like, damn, this shit is actually kind of cool. But as for the total What If title, don't really care for it.
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't the best. Like I said, the best episode for me was the Star-Lord T'Challa episode because again, we got to see T'Challa be T'Challa outside of the mantle that everyone's so fucking worried about. So I thought it was
my
really
favorite episode.
Good to see. Definitely
seeing Strange actually get some fucking credit or fucking shit to do, because everything he does in live action is just so boring compared to like picking up any of these comics in front of me. Like picking up any of these, you're gonna get Strange doing some action packed shit, and it's just like he's been the backhand in everything he's been doing recently. So it's just seeing what he did and What If and everything and the potential with him. That shit was just, it was mind blowing to me just to see it in an animation that didn't look too bad. Raymond 2000 said, "What If was so boring. Why are we getting more?" Yeah.
Like I said, what if we didn't do it?
What if Stamina said, "What if belongs above Black Widow?" The eps were too damn short and followed the prime timeline too closely to be worthwhile to me. It looked great, but the voice acting quality varied a great deal. There was some very good voice acting in that, and then some very lackadaisical. But T'Challa's voice acting in that was great. Benedict's was good, and then
the kid playing Spider-Man, he did good.
Yeah, I was about to say that wasn't even Tom. Tom Holland said he's not going to be.
Yeah,
back
no, he's
for that
not
either.
voicing.
Which I mean, think about that though. If Tom Holland's telling you like he doesn't have time to do this shit, like it doesn't matter to him. Like that should tell you like this What If shit probably don't matter to most of the actors doing it.
Like the whole premise.
Unless it's just like you don't
whatever.
have. I don't want to not shit on those, but I don't want to talk down on those people who actually put like they're all into What If, because I mean it won awards. I mean everything Marvel is winning awards though and everything, so I mean it's not bad, it's just not my cup.
Well, like I said, the premise behind of what they're doing, the important shit, Marvel Zombies, that cartoon, that just plays an important role in Secret Wars. There's the whole zombie part of the battle world that like
T'Challa.
I forget who it was that Doom shoved down there to the zombies. Like if somebody defied Doom and he was just like,
that T'Challa fucking leads. 'Cause he's
Yeah.
the king of the dead.
like it's just man. There's yeah. So
Cornelius
what if?
said, "How dare?" Or did I read that one already?
I don't think so.
What if belongs above black? I did read that one. Cornelius said, "How dare you?" Mano
You
said,
black? Are you a What If fan, Cornelius? Or did you like What If?
"Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully."
What did Mano say?
Mano said, "But I totally understand from a marketing perspective on why Marvel is pushing for female screen presence. They are trying to capitalize on the next generation of younger girls." I mean that, and we like with phase 1, 2, and 3, we just didn't get much women representation and everything. So I mean, bringing the actual character, it makes sense if it makes sense to bring these actual woman characters into the field and everything. I don't see why not. Now, what we all agree on is it doesn't make sense, like the shit they did with Taskmaster or like Katie, and just the small little things that don't make sense. It's like you don't really need to be doing those, but the like She-Hulk and all the characters that are actually making sense to the storylines and everything, completely fine with. Johnny Washington said, I'm reading Courtney. The logic of What If didn't make sense to me. When Ultron got the stones, they shouldn't had work across the multiverse like it did according to Marvel logic on the Infinity Stones.
Yeah. Well, Cornelius, I am so glad that you did. I like I said, I have my thoughts on What If, but Eternals. We kind of already said earlier our thoughts on Eternals. You know, for me, it's another one that lost me during the third act. But I will put Eternals, for me personally, I'll put it next to Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I'll take that. I was going to put it in C just because, but I like it more. I know I like it more than most people and everything. So, but I can accept it in a D, but it's just misunderstood in my opinion. And it's not, I think it's just better for the grand scheme of things to tell that and have everyone understand why Thanos did what he did, kinda, and let that be the progressive point in that story.
Right.
But I mean, not too much to talk because we did talk about it.
Yeah, we did talk about that one, so there's really not much to go on there. The next one there is Hawkeye.
I don't even want to talk about that shit.
But
I don't want it because Kate Bishop was. If it was just Kate Bishop, A+. Like I don't like she played that character well and everything. So, but Hawkeye as a total show, the point of what Clint was
I gotta
doing
put it down there with What If.
I was about to say the point of what Clint was doing and everything, with how much screen time he took, the leaks we got I know it's like we should never believe leaks too much, but the hype that it had some potential with it and everything. Just so they didn't give Kingpin anything.
The only episode that was good was the third episode, and it really centered around that whole chase scene in the car. Like that was like that whole thing, and then on the bridge with the different the different
arrows,
Pym tech arrows and things like that. Like that shit was dope. Other than that, like I thought Kingpin was like why bring Kingpin in to just have him, like, I don't know. I thought Kingpin was underused, honestly.
Yeah, like Yelena hunting Clint was...
I thought that was really dumb, bro. I didn't like Yelena hunting Clint because... So you're going off of what Dreyfus told you. Dreyfus told you, oh, yeah, this is the man, you want to get the man. Like, bro, so you're telling me that by the time Natasha dies... There's nobody talking about how heroic Natasha was by giving her life on Vonmir or whatever the fuck it was. I think it was Vonmir. It was. Like just kind of like in Multiverse of Madness, how they had a statue, either though it was a facade and a lie, but they had a statue dedicated to that Stephen Strange's dedication to Infinity War. So you're telling me no one's talking about, Natasha gave her life so that we could live. It never made sense for Yelena to be going after Clint. It never made sense in my opinion.
It didn't. No, even the final scene, I just didn't like any of it really. The only thing I liked about that was the cast as Kate Bishop.
Yeah, I think.
I just hope to see her in something other on her own.
No, well, she did an interview where Haley Steinfeld. She did an interview.
I saw that with.
I don't remember who it was with, but Kevin Feige was sitting behind her, and they asked her about the Young Avengers. And she turned and looked at Kevin Feige, And he didn't say anything.
Someone
He
was
just gave a
talking
look.
about it, and she was like, I know our characters interact a lot in the comics or whatever, so it'll be interesting. I just can't remember who was in that interview.
Yeah, Feige gave her a look, and she would just turn back around and was like, I don't know. I think maybe. But they know, you know. So we know the Young Avengers are coming. And like Cornelia said, D'Onofrio's suit, yeah. They made Kingpin so much bigger and things like... Which I didn't mind him being bigger, but the suit was goofy looking. It just... man, like I said, Hawkeye was just a major miss for me.
They do unnecessary stuff.
And they tried to hype Hawkeye up, bro. Like with the promotion, they were trying to hype Hawkeye up, and it just wasn't. It wasn't good.
Want to miss this episode?
It wasn't good.
I think I'd be okay if I do.
And I'm putting Hawkeye in the F. It wasn't good.
Man, Hawkeye was such a disappointment. Didn't even finish watching the season. Yeah. I did because I have to, but I can't. I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have because it was boring. Stan MC said Hawkeye is another one I won't go back to. Though fun in real time, Clint kind of played second fiddle in his own show, and the drawn-out Kingpin reveal was annoying. Such a waste. Tracksuits were idiots. Kate was cool and whatnot, but she didn't really go through enough before being so readily accepted. Clint has seen things, killed people. Her probation period was too short for my liking.
And this is what happens when you limit your series to 6 episodes.
Yep.
That's what happens when you don't do a full series. You're not able to have character progression. You're not able to really have that. That's why Disney Plus shows, Marvel Disney Plus shows, do good in the beginning because we're introduced to things. But then when you're wrapping it up, it's like, wait a minute. There's so many unanswered questions, so many shit that's not done, so much shit that you should have had maybe a 12 to 15, 13, 14 episodes in a season. So yeah, I agree there completely.
Cornelius, I mean, his neck was so small, but his bodysuit made him look goofy.
Yeah.
No, I was about to say, that's the thing. His neck and his legs just look too small for the bodysuit to look accurate or anything.
And the next on that list is No Way Home. Now, when I left No Way Home, man, I saw No Way Home in the theater a lot. And I am going. I will be seeing No Way Home again in a month. In the fun version that they're releasing. Yep. I will definitely be there for that shit. I cannot wait to see that. I just want to have fun with Marvel again. I want to go back into the theater and I want to sit down and not prep myself for a funeral. I want to sit down and I want to watch Spider-Man and I want to see some of the shit that was cut, some of the things they're keeping, what's in this, what's different. You know, I want to see all that. I enjoyed No Way Home a lot. I enjoyed seeing my favorite Spider-Man villain, Doc Ock, come back, and Alfred Molina, who crushed that shit. I wish that the story, as I've gone back and rewatched No Way Home, I wish that he wouldn't have been so quickly, his mind control wouldn't have been taken off.
He would have been a villain for longer.
Because he was giving it to Spider-Man on that fucking bridge, bro. He was getting, so I'm like, that was dope. I wanted to see that.
Spider-Man probably knew, I gotta fix this nigga first. This nigga fucking me up.
Yeah, he was fucking Spider-Man up. So I thought that No Way Home was great. I in the theater, I am a very sensitive person when it comes to movies, TV shows, whatever. I cry, and I was crying from the moment she died, the Aunt May died. To the end of the movie, especially when Andrew Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man. He is the definitive Spider-Man to me. So whenever he came on screen, it wasn't so much when he came on screen. It was when they went to talk to our Spider-Man.
And they had that, yeah.
And they had their hearts of hearts, and he told him, he was like, you know, I got bitter, I got rageful. He's like, I just don't want you to end up like me. And then when Spider-Man tried to tell him, like, no, you don't know. Our Spider-Man tried to tell him, like, you don't know. And he was like, okay. You know, he just let it go. It's like, okay, you're right, I don't. But, bruh, I was like, Andrew acted his fucking ass off. He did such a good job. Man, that movie was good. It was a good movie. Again, not a perfect movie. It wasn't perfect, but it was great. It was great.
It was great. I think whenever you're doing so many things, it's hard to do a perfect film whenever you're not introducing, but just bringing back so much shit. And you do have this time crunch to where, like, you don't want to draw out the movie too long to where people won't be interested. But it's like, it's hard to make a perfect film whenever you're doing so much. So,
but it was the most fun.
I was about to say, I put it.
I hadn't had fun like that.
At the top of Phase 4. It was the best movie of Phase 4.
Oh yeah, it's definitely yes. I hadn't had fun like that since since Endgame, No Way Home, or not No Way Home, Endgame, Infinity War. I hadn't had fun in a Marvel theater because, man, when I saw Civil War, when I saw Wakanda Forever, the first Black Panther, Infinity War, and Endgame in theaters, that theater experience with the audience was wild. And that experience, you were in the same theater with me with No Way Home. It was wild. During our theater experience, during the previews, after every preview, someone would yell, "We don't care, we just want Spider-Man!" And like people would scream and like clap, and like it was dope. It was fun. That's what a Marvel film is supposed to feel like for me. And I just thought, again, anytime Spider-Man's in any type of anything, I'm there. I'm for Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. So I thought that was fun. It was really, really, really fucking fun.
I had fun with it. Definitely top content of Phase 4 and everything. I had fun with it. It wasn't, when I was going back and rewatching it and everything, I think I was just trying to find too much to critique just to find something. But if you just watch it, I mean, that movie is simply everything from action to emotional to happy to sad to, it's everything.
No Way Home it's man.
Raymond said No Way Home was the best Phase 4 film, and that wasn't even 100% Marvel. It was Sony and Marvel.
Yeah, it was definitely the best Phase 4 film.
Yeah, Stamina said No Way Home was my favorite cinema experience in years. Like others, It was flawed, but my lord, it was a thrill ride on the big screen. And no, that's what I'm saying. It had its flaws, but whenever it comes down to watching it for what it is,
I just rewatched it not too long ago.
The heartfelt moments in it, the actors, it's golden. It's gonna age well. Shit's timeless.
It was great.
Stannis, he said it's only Sony on paper. They contributed nothing to how good that was except money/distro. Look to anything else with their logo on to prove that.
But I agree with that too. This is why you can look at Venom, you can look at Venom 2, you can look at Morbius, and you look at their fails because of the absent hand of Kevin Feige, the absent hand of Marvel. When you don't have Marvel helping them, that's why Kevin Feige went over there and said, "Bruh, stop. Slow the fuck down. Y'all are gonna ruin what you're trying to do.
Take hold of my hand." Again.
Yes, it's like Kevin Feige saying, "Grab Papa Feige's hand, and I will guide you to the fucking promised land because you guys don't know what it is you're doing."
For shit on your own.
Yeah, so I will definitely agree with Stamina there. As far as No Way Home being a Marvel film, Sony might own Spider-Man, but without Marvel's hand, No Way Home is not that. It's not that. And Tom Holland will tell you that himself. There are interviews where this was not the original story. This was not the original plan to do this. Well, I'm not going to say it wasn't the original story because Andrew's known since 2018. They contacted him back in 2018, so he's known about it since then. But the story got reconfigured so many different times to where it was supposed to be a Kraven thing. They were going to do They were going to adapt Kraven's Last Hunt at one time. The story got changed a lot until Marvel finally stepped in and said, "Let's do this." Yeah. So yeah.
Bano said, "I agree. It was the best in Phase 4. Yeah, no, without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt. Moon Knight. I'll honestly put Moon Knight at a C or a B.
I was gonna say I put it between C, B, so either one of those.
A C or a B.
Maybe move it whenever we see what else is left, but I put it in the B.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll put it in the B category just because of Oscar Isaac's brilliant performance, how well they executed on tapping into the mental health aspects of things. The visual effects of it, seeing like when we were in the afterlife, seeing Egypt, seeing all that, like Khonshu
all the CGI, I was about to say, all the CGI on the gods look good.
Man, Khonshu looked great. Who was our main villain god? Why can't I?
Tawet.
Ahmet was great. Tawet was great. Yes.
Everything we saw was whenever we got the gods having their little meeting or whatever, and
I would have wished it would have been the gods though instead of their avatars. I wish the gods themselves would have been there.
Yeah, no, the TV show was definitely it hit the nail of the head exactly what it wanted to do. Like it didn't. Yeah. They came in saying this show is going to focus on the mental aspect. It's going to be a mental roller coaster. And
it didn't do anything that it wasn't trying.
Exactly.
To not
it established Moon Knight in the MCU.
Yeah.
Who he is. That's all it did.
Again, like that. The first time we see Khonshu, the elevator scene where he's in that elevator.
That
and
shit is...
Man, it's so
Khonshu's
dope.
voice. The
Khonshu's
second
voice.
you hear his voice,
Yes.
whatever, he's like,
oh,
pick up
the
scare.
idiot's in charge again.
Pick up the scare.
The idiot's
That's
in charge
like, ever
again.
since we get that, like, Khonshu's probably like a very, after Oscar Isaac, probably the second bright spot of that show.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was just so, I think he even won it, he won an award, like, the best voiced animated character or whatever, so he...
Yeah,
that,
when he like the scene when he's holding it's Matt. I'm not sorry, it's not. It's Matt. Or Mark, sorry. Mark's holding that kid that's got Ramatut on the back of his jacket. He's holding him and what did Khonshu tell him?
Fuck, what did he say?
I forget what he says, but then when the kid offs himself, Khonshu goes, "Oh, I didn't think he'd do that." It's like, bro, like it was dope.
Fuck, what is he saying?
Even the scene, even the village scene when Haro was saying, "Give me the scarab," and Khonshu was like, "No, close your hand, don't give it to him." I was like, "That's so cool, bro." It was cool. It was cool. The only thing I'll tell you what I didn't like about Moon Knight. I did not like how easily what's her name became Tawet's avatar, and she came in there as the scarab, and she was like. I didn't like that.
I know what you're saying.
I wish Haro and Moon Knight's fight would have been more epic. In Egypt on top of the pyramids like that. I thought, yes, it was cool seeing Khonshu and even though Amit was whooping Khonshu's ass,
out of Khonshu.
Even though it was cool seeing them fight, I really would have liked to have seen more fight from Moon Knight. We didn't really get to see. Like, we saw the Jackal scene with the whole moon disc and everything. That was dope. But I wanted to see him really fuck Haro up. And I wanted to see Haro fuck him up, too. I wanted to see them fight.
Just a little bit of longer.
Yeah. I wanted to see them fight. And it just really wasn't that. But the ending was tough.
It was so
The ending's where they brought me back in. Where I was like,
so
oh, shit,
good.
man. That was...
Shit was where it made you like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, when are we going to get this nigga again?
Yeah.
Like, we need Moon Knight back just because we realize, like, they might go this darker route with him still. Like, hold up. Like, he's not done.
It was dope. I liked it a lot.
Mano said, I agree. Or he said, Moon Knight, I give it B for being different, and Oscar. Yeah, I can agree on that.
Yeah.
Cornelius said Tefnut's avatar. I'm trying to remember which one Tefnut is.
I don't remember either. I know everybody was trying to do mental gymnastics trying to find out if Bast was going to show up because we were trying to make connections to Wakanda Forever and all that, yeah. But the next one on that list is Multiverse of Madness. And Multiverse of Madness was underwhelming for me. And the reason it was underwhelming is because there was no multiverse. I was waiting for... Oh, yes, I know who you're talking about now, Cornelius. I know exactly what you're talking about now. I was waiting for the madness. I was waiting for the multiverse aspect, and we went through the multiverse, but we went through the multiverse in 30 seconds, or in a minute and 30 seconds, however long that little clip is. We didn't really get to see anything outside the multiverse besides 838, and I wanted so much more of the multiverse. I wanted so much more of... before we all went in, everybody was saying temper your expectations. This may not be, and as we got closer to the film and our breakdowns of it, we were saying that too to our audience that were watching. Temper your expectations. This may not be, because we were hearing Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's scene got cut, Ghost Rider's scene got cut. All these scenes were getting cut, and it was like, well, damn. Well, what's still going on? So, for me, Multiverse of Madness was underwhelming for that aspect. It was underwhelming because I really would have liked a bit more Strange in his own film. I understand that he was sharing that with my favorite, Wanda, and that was really great. I liked seeing Wanda. Before I let Hugo, I will say this. My favorite thing with Multiverse of Madness, I just rewatched Multiverse of Madness, and if I go back and rewatch it, it's always for the Scarlet Witch. It's always for Wanda. Every scene that Wanda's in is fucking done brilliantly, bro. I said it in one of our breakdowns. I said, when we all had our desk here, when we had that one desk and Cody sat next to me, and Cody said, I don't know, I don't think she's the villain. I said, I damn guarantee you, when we watch the movie, that the flower
field,
she's gonna turn some shit off. And she did. Like, the minute she said, "You never told me about America," he's like, "No, I didn't." She's like, lying's the easy part. She's like, the hex is easy. It's the lying that I can't master. Then she lets all that shit go down. But the last thing she said to Strange was, and he said, "Well, what if I don't bring America to you? Then it won't be Wanda that comes first. It's going to be the Scarlet Witch." That was the first tough fucking line she said. But then the whole dialogue at Camartage, when she said, you've exhausted my patience. She's like, "But I hope now, even now, I hope you understand that what I'm about to do, this is me showing mercy." And I'm just like, bruh, she decimated them. Like, she should. She should have. And I was just like, it was just, I loved everything with Wanda. I loved all of that. But Strange is your favorite character, so obviously I know your thoughts on it, but let the people know what your thoughts are on Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness was not a Doctor Strange movie. Like, it was, like I said, I told you after we watched it was the last 3-4 episodes of WandaVision. And so how I viewed it was, I don't know, you pick up any of these comics, like, this nigga Doctor Strange is a arrogant asshole. Like, he is he's more of an asshole. Like, when he met Tony Stark in Infinity War in the MCU, like, he's an asshole. Like, he's just so full of himself because he's this surgeon that he completes these surgeries that only he can do and everything. So he just has that confidence in himself. And so just to see yes, I did love Wanda's dialogue, but to see the way that Strange was kind of just getting bullied by her, like, it's like, bro, like, we know who you are, we know who you are and we know what you can do. And at the same time, we know you don't want to kill Wanda. We know you want to help her and everything. But at the same time, do you not see what this bitch is doing to you? And what to your fucking, where you train your students, like, the lives she just took from you, and your counter that is to still try to help her. I love Wanda myself and all, but this bitch just took countless students from Strange, from destroyed Camartage, fucked up hell, whatever and so it's just to see all that and to see how Strange retaliates as to, let's just help her so she doesn't do this, or she doesn't fuck up shit even more. Like, comic book Strange would have retaliated much, much worse, and he would have and that's whenever he would have realized, I need help. Like, right. He wouldn't have went to help to kill this bitch. Like, he'd be like, this bitch needs to go.
And for me, everybody's saying, like, oh, Wanda is a villain, and, like, or Wanda has to suffer the consequences from the wider MCU. No, she doesn't. No, the fuck she doesn't. And the reason she doesn't is because if you look at Multiverse of Madness in the wider MCU's point of view, it's an isolated event that happens at Camartage.
She needs to suffer consequences from Strange himself, and I was gonna say, if they don't go that route where Strange is actually pursuing consequences on her whenever she actually does come back or some shit, like if Strange is just okay with what she did and saving her life and everything, I don't know how I feel about that, because I know there's so much more shit they need to get into with Strange, and I don't want to be on this for too long or anything, but the movie was
it was okay.
Fuck.
It was again.
I put it with Moon Knight just because I love Stephen Strange, but holy fuck, that movie should have been an S. There's no doubt.
No doubt. I said it so many times during our breakdowns and during our reactions to things. I said, when we leave, and it wasn't that way. I said, when we leave the theater, we will be leaving in a changed MCU. Yes. And we were not we didn't leave in a changed MCU. It was the exact same.
I remember us saying, like, the MCU from after this movie is going to be forever different.
And it was not. Nothing changed besides nothing changed. Nothing changed at all. And I know people have said this, and I'm going to touch on this really quick, because Trey has said this. Trey has said he doesn't like the Illuminati scene. Bruh, you want to know why the Illuminati scene does not bother me? Because, excuse me, it's what we were saying earlier. 616, those aren't our fucking heroes. I don't give a fuck if she goes to Earth 90210 and fucks them up. I don't give a shit. I don't care. That's not our heroes. So if she wants to fuck up the Avengers in another universe, do it. She wants to fuck up the X-Men, do it. That's not our heroes. So, like, people saying, like, Black Bolt should have got more respect. Black Bolt of 838? That's not our Black Bolt. Mr. Fantastic should have got more respect. Of 838? That's not our Mr. Fantastic. Who gives a fuck if she busted that nigga's head open? Who cares?
And then I've seen the arguments that they've been like, but that Earth's Illuminati defeated Thanos. No, that Earth's Strange defeated Thanos, and they killed him. Like, his punishment for doing that was to kill him just so he wouldn't dibble more in the dark hole or some shit. Like, if you go back and see that, his whole fucking up to his forearms are like black. Yeah, it had nothing to do with the Illuminati or anything.
People kept saying too, like, oh well, Wanda, or not Wanda, that the Illuminati, damn, I had it in my head too there, that the Illuminati is like doing, what they say they're damn, I forgot what I was gonna say with Wanda.
I'm sitting here trying to help you think too.
I forgot what I was gonna say with Wanda, but like I said, it's not our heroes. I don't care what happens to them as far as Wanda decimating them and things like that. Like those are not our heroes. So I don't care if Wanda destroys them. And oh, that's what I was gonna say, because Trey has said that. Trey's been like, well, not only that, do you really think she would have taken them out that easily? Yeah, I do. And the reason I do is because they were arrogant.
Yeah,
that was the whole point that they were trying to display in that scene. They were trying to show that they are so arrogant, because what did Captain Marvel say? She said, oh, we can handle you, little witch. Like, they weren't worried about her.
No,
even Mr. Fantastic
I was about to say,
was
Strange
not worried.
shows up telling them, like, the Scarlet Witch, and they're like, we know.
Yeah, they're like, we know all about it. We're not worried about that. Like,
we are more worried about you and how you're gonna handle her, because your last. My camera probably just it is frozen on here or whatever. Probably died again just because we're reaching 3 hours.
So it was just like
they're just like they weren't worried about Wanda. They were more focused on Strange, because their Earth Strange is what kind of fucked them over. So they weren't really paying attention to Wanda. They were more focused on how did this Stephen Strange get here, and we know what he does and everything. He's this, but literally they know he's the best version of Strange and everything. So. Like you said, they were 100% arrogant towards Wanda.
Yeah, they were arrogant. They were expecting to go in there. That's why when Mordo said, when they return, we will make judgment. Like, because he assumed, oh yeah, they're going to return.
Like, Black Bolt could kill you with one whisper out. Like, why would you tell it? Like, do you not, like, the second I was about to say, the second she heard that, she's thinking exactly what she said. What mouth?
Yeah,
nigga ain't got no mouth no more.
He's supposed to be the smartest man in the world. It's not that I won't even say that in that moment he wasn't the smartest man in the world. He was an arrogant, smart man in the world. He knew, he looked at his teammate and said, my teammate can literally fuck you up with just opening his mouth. Do you really want to do this? Like, that's what, it wasn't that he was being stupid. It was just that he was arrogant.
I was about to say, if he really wanted to, Black Bolt could have just killed her. Like with the, let's say, writing wasn't a thing and everything, but rhetorically that could have happened and everything. So it's just like their writing wanted to display, like,
yes,
the fact
this universe
they were, how
this universe they
really
think that they've done so much,
and what Wanda was going to do to them. They were more feared of Strange.
Right.
I'd put it in. I like Wanda and Steven much more. I could understand it being in C.
I'm gonna put it in the C because it is inappropriately named to me. Multiverse of Madness. There was no. Well, I saw the multiverse for a minute and 30 seconds in that clip. Like, literally, we were in the multiverse for a minute and 30 seconds. And as far as madness goes, no.
It wasn't that mad.
No. What are some of those comments there?
Multiverse was. Mano said multiverse was just too confusing for me. Just not a fan of Doctor Strange. I don't know how it was really confusing. In this, at least the plot, in the sense, I just didn't like the fact that how they kept trying to go back between dead Strange. He's dead now. He's in his time walking his dead body. Now he's going back to his real body, but his real mind is the one telling his dead body. I just didn't. That part was only confusing shit to me. And then he said, yes, Scarlet Witch was the highlight of the movie. Cornelius said it was definitely watered down.
Definitely watered.
Stamina MC said Multiverse of Madness was enjoyable on autopilot but squandered an opportunity, or several. Sam Raimi's touch was appreciated by me, though Wanda could have been all those things she was, but just not in that movie. Strange didn't really help Wanda or fight her. There was being as little meaningful interaction between the two leads was weird to me on reflection. In the moment, fun. Soon as I think about it, ugh.
Yeah.
Strange gets a C for me, yeah. Can see it.
He said, I want
Mano said that. And then Raymond 2000 said, I want Franklin Richards of A38 to come to 616 and just start going crazy looking for Wanda, but they're not that deep. And that's what should happen.
Yeah.
Like, if they wanted the Inhumans in it, the Inhumans would have a problem with Wanda. The
said that.
X-Men would.
I've said that. I said what should happen is, I mean, I still think that. I don't think we're done with 838. That's why they put so much emphasis and focus on 838. If you think the heroes of 838 are about to let go...
No, they want Captain Carter to
Yeah.
do something.
If
Like,
you-
they want Captain Carter
Now,
to
they
do
did
something
establish
they
that
want.
obviously was not the what if Captain Carter.
Yeah, no, that's not the... Well, it was... That was stupid what
Yeah.
she said, though.
What the-
Our Captain Carter wouldn't have gotten beaten
Oh,
up
yeah.
like that. That was...
Yeah, no, it like I said, Franklin, to say what he said about Franklin, they're not going to do that deep. And the reason, like kind of like what Stamina said, Franklin is so fucking OP.
I was about to say,
He's
just
so
like you're not
OP.
going to get these versions of... I
He
really
is
am
such a
surprised they went that far with Wanda, if I'm being honest.
Franklin, bruh. Franklin is an Omega level mutant.
Yeah, that nigga...
He has risen motherfuckers from the dead. He is an Omega level mutant. He will fuck you up.
Yeah.
So
no.
I don't know that I would love for them to bring Franklin in. Just how if they did bring him in, they would power that motherfucker down
I was
so
about
much.
to say, they need to either get the MC...
They're gonna bring his
to a
sister in
point
before they
where-
bring him in. They're gonna bring Valeria in because her shit is not as strong as him. So they're gonna bring Valeria in before they bring him in. But yeah, we have two here. We're gonna try to get through these. Miss Marvel. Yeah, I to say what Cornelius just said, 838 mutants are coming. I said that. I agree with you because think about it. Professor X, the X-Men aren't letting that go. You think the Inhumans, Black Bolt being the keeper of the Territomus, you think they're letting that go? Captain
Their
Carter's
king
Avengers
just
aren't letting
died.
that
The
go.
King of the Inhumans just died.
Sue is not
Miss
letting that shit go.
Miss Marvel just died.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic, like you got Sue, you got Ben.
That's
you
why I'm
got
so
all
confused on why Mordo didn't die though from that universe. Like I don't know what they're wanting to do with him or anything, but I'm not gonna lie. The only I go back to what Mano said. The only confusion from Doctor Strange I get is just his whole direction. Because in like, I wanted to think that they're gonna do something with Mordo, but then they come in the end and introduce Clea and everything, and they're basically going back into the dark dimension with Dormammu and everything. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. Is he going to be overseeing something with Secret Wars or some shit? Because it's like he's not going to be anything with the Avengers or anything right now. It seems like.
I have no idea what they're doing with 838 Mordor or Mordor in general because he was supposed to die in the opening scene that was redone. Wanda was going to decapitate him. He was going to show up to her house. He was going to decapitate him. That was supposed to show the strength of Wanda early on. But I agree with what Stamina MC just said there when he said that Captain Carter, yeah, she gets washed, bro. What? Yeah.
Captain Carter's getting washed by.
Yeah,
Captain Carter's not. I mean, if you wanted to just consider her Captain Britt, I mean, it's just not anything close to what Wanda's power level is.
Yeah. And Raymond, to answer you there, why haven't we seen Mordo? What Stamina said, Mordo had to live in order to be witness to Wanda's. That's true too, because he's got to be the one that's got to go back and tell the. Well, you got Palmer there too, but you got those
I was about
two.
to say he was the.
Those two,
Sorcerer
yeah,
Supreme of
those two will be
everything,
probably
since-
the ones that tell 838
The
people of
X-Men
what's
and-
going
yeah.
on. Like, and technically, if you really want to be real with, I'm not sure.
I
I'm
think
not
he
saying
probably.
they're
I
going to do
think
this.
even if he is the Sorcerer Supreme, I think he kind of might have knew, like this bitch Wanda's about to fuck
He
these
might
niggas
have,
up.
but he's
Like,
also still. He's got his time stone.
That's what I was about to say.
He
like,
can rewind time if he wanted to.
But he also could have looked into the future
Yes,
to
he
see
could have
Wanda
looked-
was
yeah.
finna Wanda's finna fuck him up. Let me go ahead and leave. Like it's happening now.
Yeah, so there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot that's going on there. But to
Yeah,
answer
man, I
that,
definitely understand what you're saying on the confusion part now, because now that I look back on it, but that's everything with Doctor Strange is so confusing because he's just this mystical level threat where it's like one of his main enemies. Now you got me mixing my shit up. Enemies is Mordo, but it's like at the same time he's a mystical level threat too. So it's like you dive into all those, and I'm ready to move on to Miss Marvel. They said, yeah. That was the last comment on that.
Miss Marvel here. Let me get back to that. Where is she? Shit.
My camera's off, by the way, too. I'm not really tripping on it.
Miss Marvel here. We've got. I'd put Miss Marvel for me as far as Phase 4 goes, as far as content goes, as far as the overall connective tissue to the wider MCU. Hearing about other things going on in the MCU outside of the character show themselves, I liked Miss Marvel. I thought Miss Marvel was culturally great. I thought that they did a good job for the Pakistani culture. I thought that it was a fun show. I liked. Wait, what are you about to call me?
Cornelius be making me laugh.
I'm gonna put Miss Marvel for me personally. I would put it next to Moon Knight. You don't think it was next to Moon Knight? I
want to put it up. And
Really?
just for Phase 4, I want to put it in A. There's definitely its holes and gaps, but like me personally as a person, like when it comes to like what they wanted to establish, putting on screen and everything, that Miss Marvel was one of the most cared about shows, projects, shows, movies in Phase 4 and everything. And also, I put it in A just because Amon Finale. I know what we're going to get with the future. Was great. I know what we're going to get with the future of Miss Marvel as a character. So, kind of like if we would have did this before, I think before we did like our most anticipated, it was like at an F. And so like most anticipated as an F, and then they came out, put so much care into it. I mean, it definitely got its work for me. So I'm not opposed to it being in B, but I personally enjoyed it to the point where I'd have it in A.
Yeah, I liked Miss Marvel. I thought Miss Marvel was good. I mean, as far as shows go that we've gotten, Hawkeye can't touch it. I mean, there's Winter Soldier can't. I mean, it was good. I liked it. It was more family oriented, or more for families, more for, at first when I saw the previews and things, I kept saying this is not going to be for me. I don't think I'm going to like this, because it looked like something they would have released on Disney Channel. Like it was like a new Disney Channel series for like teenage girls and things like that. It didn't look like it was going to be that great, but it turned out to be pretty good. So like Cornelius said, the music in Miss Marvel was fucking good. But typically with Marvel, the soundtracks are always good. Not to deviate really, but the transition of No Woman No Cry to We Gonna Be Alright by Kendrick, God, man, that shit gives me goosebumps.
Even them just recreating the No Woman No Cry song with Thames, like the Nigerian singer and everything.
Yeah.
It's just they always know what they're doing on the soundtrack and shit. But another thing I want to bring up on Miss Marvel was how they did like the on-screen animations and everything, just like of the intro, like the Miss Marvel intros and everything, and just her title to like the on-screen animations and everything. So I just think it was something different and something fun. Like it didn't, like kind of like someone brought up earlier, Moon Knight didn't really follow the MCU formula. I don't think Miss Marvel really did either. I think it was kind of a show like it's in the MCU. It's better of being in the MCU universe, but it's also like established culturally as its own thing.
It was great. I liked Miss Marvel. I thought it was as again for stuff that we've gotten from Phase 4 and stuff that we've gotten on Disney Plus. It was one of the better shows. And then lastly here, which we've given our full breakdown and review of what we all thought here of Thor: Love and Thunder. For me, where you putting this?
Yeah, let me go first, because I'm honestly gonna put this bitch on D.
I'll put it there for me personally. I would have put it at an E or an F. And the reason
I wanted to go, but I just
it's an E or an F.
I was gonna say it probably is.
It's an E or an F.
I didn't want to really put it with Hawkeye and What If, so E would be good.
Yeah,
like,
it's better than Hawkeye and What If.
But it's just the downfall that's so like ass on it. Like going from Ragnarok to this shit is
aggressively fucking okay. And after seeing more of the concept art that's come out of what they were gonna do with Gore and Christian Bale, and they didn't decide to do that, and they went with the look of like I hate, like, we didn't even see we didn't see Gore killing anybody besides off-screen deaths in a fucking 15-second If you blinked, you missed it.
That
we saw
first
him
god
killing
he killed was
the terrible
so
VFX effects.
stupid,
It was that scene was retarded as
His
fuck.
origin was so
I hated the
stupid.
scene with all the gods and how Zeus was
Didn't
flick.
really like eternity being a stone.
Being a fucking wishing stone. I didn't like that.
I was gonna say the Zeus shit. Didn't like.
It should have been more
Korg
like
basically
again.
dying, and
As I've said in our breakdown, I didn't have a problem with the humor in that god scene. Because Zeus definitely would have been talking about orgies and things like that. That's definitely a Zeus thing. But the tone of Gore the God Butcher should have been there. That should have been taken more seriously. Like, the gods should have been like, okay, yes, we can talk about the orgy, ha ha ha,
like
flick.
Zeus
But now
Thor
let's
in
talk
his ear,
about,
like, yes, we're
like,
all
yeah,
scared.
like I'm
has
scared.
The
He has a
sword
necro
that
sword.
could kill the gods.
Like, bro, like that needs to, that should have been. We should have seen the gods like rallying together.
Like,
Like, maybe
shit,
not
like-
seeing all the gods go to fight him, but we should have seen them rallying together. Like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna
we
handle
all know there's this god or there's this man.
Should have been a
God
serious
butchering-
tone.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
There should have been more serious tones instead of just like seeing him. Oh, you flick too hard, damn it! Like all like that. That was cool. It was funny. It was funny. I get that. But again, Taika Waititi was so much more interested in making you laugh than furthering the mythology of the MCU or giving you some serious tones
furthering the story of Thor.
Oh yes,
of
Thor, because Thor, bruh, this was a compilation of side stories of Thor to me. This was a compilation of side stories. This was a compilation
Korg
of like
narrating
short
the shit,
stories
like,
that we're
kinda-
about to get with Groot.
I was about to say it kind of felt like little short stories whenever we're getting Korg narrating like the Mighty Thor starts off as this, and then like we're just getting these little stories.
It
of
just
what
wasn't.
He's,
It
like,
wasn't like him writing Stormbreaker when Star-Lord says, he's like, I'm just waiting for someone to tell me that they need my help to save the world. Thor, we need your help to save the world. And then he's like, okay. Then he gets on Stormbreaker and rides it like a fucking witch.
Yeah.
Like, that shit it's corny to me. It's stupid. Like when you look at Thor from Infinity War, like some people say, well, when's Thor really ever been serious outside of Thor the Dark World? Excuse me? Thor was serious as fucking Infinity War. What? He had funny moments in Infinity War, and that's cool. You can have those funny moments. But you can't tell me when he landed in Wakanda that you didn't instantly know he's about to fuck shit up in Wakanda.
For the most part, serious fucking Endgame, too. Outside of, like, whenever he has that little Fortnite scene or whatever in Asgard. But his opening in Endgame when he comes in
but that's
actually
expected.
cuts Thanos' head off and shit.
That,
and then,
yeah.
like, after that, whenever he gets, like, both hammers and everything, like, after that, he comes back to fight Thanos, and then he's more serious in that tone, too. After everything gets flooded or, like, his ship crashes out at the Avengers headquarters or whatever.
And I'm not going to say that he was a bumbling idiot in Love and Thunder, because he wasn't. Like even in the Shadow Realm, he was like, oh, I know where that is. Like, Thor's intelligent. Thor's not stupid. I'm not saying he was stupid in this. I just thought that they wanted to make him so fucking funny that it just took you away from the movie. It took you away from the seriousness, bro. We're dealing with Gore the God Butcher. This is a being that's killing gods. Like he saw one of his friends, one of his god friends die. Like, this is a being that's going around killing gods. You cannot tell me that you're looking at this and saying like, oh well. Even like I said, even the scene with Jane in the hospital when the doctor told him, you know, I'm sorry, Thor, she has cancer. It's getting more aggressive than what you do.
And he like punches.
I like that. I was like, but then he came in there, and I get like not wanting to cause alarm to Jane, because like, why would you want to go in there and like having someone that has cancer? Why would you want to bring them down more? I get him coming in there and being funny, but at the moment, it was still should have been a more. You're a god, and you being a god, you realize I'm a god, and there's nothing I can do with my godly powers to save the woman I love. So let me go in here and make jokes with her. Like, I just didn't, again, I mean, I could go on and on. It's in our breakdown. It's in our breakdown. If you want to watch our breakdown of what we all thought of Thor Love and Thunder, you can go watch that. I have said several things about Thor Love and Thunder. It was, I will not watch it again. I've seen it twice, and that twice is enough for me. I won't watch it again, so... But yeah, let's knock out those last comments, and then we are going to head out for the evening.
Stamina said Thor 4 equals E, and then Mano said Thor is a D for me too. I'm so tired of Thor. Raymond 2000 said I'd rather watch a double feature of Catwoman and Birds of Prey than Thor 4. The only good part of Thor was the damn goats.
I like the goats
CGI
too.
looked like something was from Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and Thor was a nerfed ass Ultron and Hulk.
Yeah.
That movie is the Suicide Squad 2016 of the MCU. Taika, go home. Please, give someone else Thor. I can't take stupid, immature Thor anymore. I'd rather take the comic version of the storyline word for word, panel for panel, because this is what not to do when adapting a story for film. And then Stamina said, writers removing autonomy has been a bugbear of Phase 4 for me. Black Widows, Mind Control, Wenwu, Dweller in Darkness, Eternals. I don't know how to pronounce that. Not gonna go for it. Wanda, Darkhold, Gore, Necrosword. Let people be people.
Yeah.
Too many people not responsible for their own actions.
Yeah, I agree.
The Cool Cooper said, shout me out. Shout out you. We appreciate you being here, commenting, viewing. Raymond Stowns said, the Russo brothers write Thor and T'Challa better than Taika and Ryan did. No, like literally, Thor was the best written.
That was the best written he was in Infinity War. I thought
costume.
I even thought he was really good. Dialogue. I thought he was really well written in Ragnarok too, though. I just think that. Again, Taika, they gave him just too much room, too much freedom to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. But then again, when you have Taika making comments like, "Ooh, what can I put in the movie that's gonna make the fandom mad?" Like when you have people like, and again, it might be funny to him, but for those of us that are look, we love these characters, we love this stuff, and you're taking movies that we're paying to fucking see
to make jokes.
Yeah, to make jokes. Like it's just like So no, I agree. Please leave Thor on the table until Secret Wars. Yeah, leave him on the table. I mean. I don't know what they're gonna do with Thor or in the further future of the MCU or anything like that, but
finna fight Hercules.
Thor 4 was not it. Thor 4 was not it. And I remember I said at one point when they announced that this is gonna be top tier MCU, I said that and I stuck by that. I was excited for it up until the trailers. When the trailers dropped and I saw how the trailers were, I was like, "This is giving an indication."
We watched our last trailer.
Of what it's
I
gonna
said
be.
bait and switch. I knew it. We watched that last trailer. I said that. But no, I know we're about to close things up and shit. We've been on here for 3 hours, which is crazy. So if you're still here,
we appreciate you guys.
We appreciate y'all sticking it out with us. And one thing I wanted to say, if y'all have any comments y'all wanted to leave for things y'all might want us to look into next week or next time we
please
get in here
do so.
Anything that. Any topics, just anything that y'all think's going on that y'all want us to talk about, because we're kind of trying to... You can
always message us on Twitter. You can message us on Instagram. We'll even put a Discord link, because we do have a Discord. You want to message us on Discord or whatever, you can message those topics. Like, hey, because we had somebody comment on a video from 4 months ago about Planet of the Apes that we did, and they're like, hey, have you guys heard anything new about Planet of the Apes? And we actually had heard some new things about Planet of the Apes. So if you ever have any questions about anything or topics that you want to hear our specific opinions about, send us those questions, send us those topics, and we will fit that in, because we want to obviously do what our viewers are wanting to see.
Marvel,
it does not have to be Marvel. It doesn't have to be.
We're watching everything.
We do all
Netflix,
things Marvel, or I'm sorry, all things
services,
TV, movies, TV streaming, hot topics, and more. It is all things. Like hot topics doesn't matter. It could be something like did you see how Netflix is? Charging, this is a while ago, but how Netflix is now charging more for their streaming services and how they're going to add ads. Like, we will talk about that stuff. We talk about those things anyway. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys being here. This has been one of the more fun lives that we've done. And again, we are going to be live every Sunday. The engagement is better
week to week, and we appreciate it for real. Especially the ones who come back week to week and engage and everything, and give us new things to talk about, and even like new opinions to even see a perspective of. So, and another, like, we're not always going to agree with everything. We're not going to hate on you for your opinion or anything. So y'all are free to have y'all's own opinion. Don't comment to be yes men to us. We want people with different opinions, because that's what ultimately makes everything better. But Stamina said, where's the Discord link at? We'll get that. If you follow us on Instagram or Twitter, we'll try to get that to you some way, shape, or form. Because I don't think we actually have the Discord link up right now. But all the other ones are up.
No, we don't have it. Well, I'll send this, but it's not up. But I will put this in there. I was
going to say, if you want to paste it in the comments or something.
Yeah, I'll put this in here for you.
I'm getting hot as shit in here.
Yeah.
Like,
So, yeah, like I said, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate all you guys showing up every week. And we're going to be back every Sunday. We'll be back next Sunday with more news from the week. And if there's ever anything that comes out during the week, we will touch on that. When Wednesdays, or I think She-Hulk's been moved to Thursday. So on Thursdays, we'll be with you guys to react
Thursday,
to
August 18th.
yeah, the first Thursday. So we'll be here to react with you guys to She-Hulk. So again, appreciate you guys. Love you guys so much. All of our fellow fanatics, we love you guys for being here with us, and we hope to see you guys next week. Again, if there's questions or anything like that, we want you guys to send those in, and we will see you guys in the next video.